Hello again, this is BGFH and welcome back to Illegally Cited. Today we're going to take a quick look at an indie game that I've been meaning to cover on the channel for quite some time in some fashion or another. Today we're looking at Amnesia: The Dark Descent. This is an independent game that came out a few years ago from a developer called Frictional Games, and before Amnesia, they came out with a couple of games, Penumbra, and I can't remember what the sequel was called. I think it was like Overture or something like that. There's like 2 or 3 of them in the series. I've played with them a little bit. But Amnesia is where they really got famous, I think. A lot of people know this game. And Amnesia is a survival horror game, or a flat-out horror game. It's in first person. The catch is that you do not have the ability, you never get a weapon, you can never attack. In fact, when you first start the game for the first time, I don't remember exactly what it says, but essentially it tells you, hey, you're not going to get to fight back. If you see an enemy, run or hide, or you're dead, pretty much. That's it. So I'll get into more of the details as we get into the game proper here, but if you're looking for a truly, a scary game, you like horror movies, you like horror games, definitely give this one a look, because this is by far and away, I think, the scariest and just creepiest horror game. I mean, there's crazy stuff going on all throughout this game. So before we get into it here, I'll talk a little bit about the interface in general. I don't have too much of a problem with it, but I do find some things a little bit harder to read just because of the goofy font they use. I know it's kind of going for more of an older, medieval kind of font style or something here, but it can be a little bit harder to read. Let's just get into it here. We're going to do a new game. Yeah. Let's do that. Of course, I'm playing this on PC via Steam, and I'm hoping that I have the audio levels right, because it was a little finicky in letting me adjust the audio levels, so I don't know if I really got them to where I usually do. Hopefully you can either hear the game or it's not too loud.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... Yes. I am Daniel.
Alright then, so that's what intro we get, and now we're going to actually start the game proper here. The one thing I will say immediately is, if any game was meant to be played at night with the lights out, with headphones on, or at the very least a surround sound headset or something, or speakers, this is the game, because the audio design is fantastic. I mean, I'm just wearing my stereo headset here, this Turtle Beach one that I have, that I'm using for recording now, and it sounds just really good. So you wake up in this castle, you really don't know anything, your vision's a little messed up, and if I hit the tab key, this is our interface. So this main area, this main grid here, this is where we're going to get inventory items as we get them. We're going to get tinder boxes and lantern oil once we actually get the lantern. You're going to get puzzle items. You're going to get, there's some health items and stuff like that. You have your health, and it tells you your little status down there in the middle. And then you've got your sanity, and you have to watch this because this guy, this Daniel guy, as you go through the game, I mean, the one thing about this is that you're going through this castle and it's dark. The whole thing is about managing light, and when you're in the light, you maintain your sanity. But if you're in the light, the creatures can see you, and so you really have to kind of walk this line, balance between totally losing your mind and not getting instantly killed, because like I said, you cannot fight back against the enemies. So that is the inventory screen. We're going to walk a little bit forward here and just going to start the game. Another interesting aspect. Okay, yeah, I gotta remember the controls here. Okay, right. So, and this came in the Penumbra games before it. Really kind of a unique interface system. So instead of just clicking or right-clicking on the door, I take my left mouse button, turns into a hand here. When it does that, I take my left mouse button and I can do a gesture. So this door happens to open inward, and I hold the mouse button down and I basically move the door forward like I was actually pushing it. And that gets to be really kind of interesting, especially later on when you're fleeing for your life and you're like, oh my god, I shut this door behind me, otherwise I'm going to get mauled. Can be a really interesting aspect of the game, and I think adds another layer of immersion that you don't really see in other games. So I have played this game all the way through. I have finished it, so I kind of know what is coming. And I will say, in this little quick look video, we're not really going to get to see much in the way of like creatures and stuff like that. But another thing that this game does is that it's all about the things that you don't see, because like I said, the audio design in this game, like that, you're hearing stuff all the time, and you don't know if it's real, you don't know if it's your mind playing tricks on you. I mean, there's just weird stuff happening all the time. So there may be an enemy there, or there may be a creature there, there may not be, and you just kind of have to learn to figure those things out. So let's grab this tinder box. And with these tinder boxes, I can actually light candles and torches and like chandeliers and stuff in the environment. So we're just gonna keep exploring here. Alright. There we go, break the bottle. Hey, alright, tinderbox. You can also light fireplaces from time to time if they're not already lit. Hey, chair. And I don't have the lantern yet, so I really have to rely on being in natural light or torches and stuff. And if you do get your sanity too low, I don't think I've ever tried it. Maybe I'll try to leave that for the end of this video if I remember. But I guess if you get insane enough, your guy will die or kill himself or something. So I don't know. Keep moving here. I hear footsteps. So, is that real or what? And you kind of hear the guy breathing. He's a little freaking out right now. So, alright. I don't have control over this. My guy is just freaking out. Come on. Alright. Very nice. Now my vision is all screwed up again. Okay, it came from that way. Here we go. So what I was going to say is that one way, I think, if you are visually impaired, I think the one place you can have trouble here is this game, like I said, is very dark. So there may be little things in the environment that may not stand out that you're looking for. Usually the lamp oil and tinder boxes and things like that, they have that little glow around them. So you're kind of able to, they'll stand out. And even like quest items, they'll stand out some as well. See, like right here, boom, got this nice little highlight around there. And now I'm in the dark, so he's kind of losing it. Can't run yet because I'm in the tutorial area. Before we go in there, let's check out this nice, well-lit room. Or not. So I could light those, but I'm not gonna right now. I'm gonna save my tinder boxes, the few that I do have. Let's see if there's anything helpful in this cabinet. And yes, you can actually hide yourself in cabinets. So if there is a dude chasing you and you can get in one of these in time, I have used these as hiding spots before, and they do work. I'm just hoping that they don't, the creatures do not open them or break the doors down. So let's continue here. These doors are loading zones, and they'll take you to actually a new area of the castle. I think it's called Brennenburg. So we get these loading screens here. Okay. We'll keep on moving. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna play in. I know the game is gonna take a... Whoa, what the hell is that? I know this game takes a little while to kind of pick up and really get moving, but let me tell you, when it does, it gets crazy and crazy messed up. So, again, graphics are not too bad. Some of the textures are a little meh, but oh man. But the audio, it's all about the audio in this game. The audio is just really, really good. And like I said, definitely play this. If you can, play it at night, play it with headphones. And you're almost guaranteed to jump at least once. Let's go back out here. I think we get the lantern pretty soon. Yeah, I think it's in there. See if we got anything else down here first. Cool lighting over there. Any tinder boxes for me? No. Okay. Yeah, alright. Now, I can use the F key, and I got my lantern. But it runs on lantern oil, so you cannot use that as a crutch either. Again, it's really going to be about managing between using tinder boxes, staying in the dark, and using your lantern. So, wait, okay, this is where I came in. I got turned around, sorry. Okay, let's put my lantern back on. Where? Okay, I'm supposed to go through here. Here we go. It's been quite a while since I have played this, so I don't remember exactly where to go, but I have a pretty good idea. I mean, if you want to be amused, like I said, just even go to YouTube and look up other people's playthroughs, or just look up Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and you'll see people just losing their shit. I mean, it's actually kind of funny to watch, but yeah, this game, people definitely get scared playing this, and I can kind of understand why. And like I said, it makes me jump a few times, and even when I'm not, you're on the edge of your seat. There's been times where I've been like inches away from a creature, literally. I've been on the other side of a barrel, crouching in the dark, going, please God, don't see me. Please God, don't see me. Alright, we're going to get our first little bit of story here, because right now we don't know much of anything.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Alrighty, so there is an interesting start to this story. Your former self somehow is contacting you and basically, yeah, you know what, find this Alexander guy and murder him, kill him. And there we got some lantern oil here. Sweetness. But yeah, and you will get to see, we'll get to see some kind of flashbacks coming up here of Alexander and Daniel. And like I said, you get to see some of these pieces of the story as we go. Now, where am I supposed... Okay, follow the... Okay, I did that. Isn't there... Yes. The first time I played this, I was lost forever, and I don't know how long it took me, but I kept, for whatever reason, I kept overlooking that switch. Okay, so now we're going to enter the first real hub. We got through the tutorial part of the game, essentially. And the way this game works, the way Amnesia works, is that there are several hubs in the game, which are sort of safe zones, but they branch off into, you have a primary puzzle that you have to solve to finish off one of these hubs, but in order to do that, you have to go to several of these other places and find items and solve puzzles and things in order to be able to do that. So here we're going to get our first flashback.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking.
And I can still walk around.
You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brandenburg.
That guy doesn't sound sinister at all. Never. Alright, so here is our puzzle for the first hub. We got this weird kind of growth thing that we got no idea, but it's pretty funky looking. And we don't know, we need to get rid of it somehow. So that's what we're going to have to do. And at any time, if you're kind of lost or you need to kind of figure out what your objectives are, you can hit J for journal. And you can do notes. So there's kind of your objective. And you can do these diaries. And mementos. Okay, so yeah, okay, here's where your objectives are. So yeah. So basically we gotta find a way to get rid of this. So we're not gonna probably play through this whole area to get everything. But I do want to just give you an idea of what the game is like. If, like I said, it can be a little bit hard to see just because everything is so dark. You can play with the brightness settings and contrast and see if any of that helps. But if you can, like I said, if you can do it and you like horror games, definitely give it a shot here. I'll show you a couple more areas here real quick, or a couple more things. Let's see, what do we got over here? How about let's get out of here, huh? Okay, or not. So let's go this way. Wine cellar, okay, we don't have a key for that, so we can't go there yet. And what about here? The laboratory. Alright, so it's a little dark over here. We kind of want to strategically put some light a few different places so that we're not standing in the darkness and losing our sanity all the time. Alright, so let's head on down these stairs. Oh. Hello. If there's anything in here, if there's any tinder boxes or anything. Let's see. Can I move this? Can I pick it up? Yep, okay, I can. Cool. So we'll continue. Ooh, I wonder if there's, sometimes you can find cool stuff too if you search kind of corners and things, like, not sure. Get out of here, barrel. Nah, that time I didn't. Oh wait, nope, that time it really didn't pay off. But let's head down here. It's pretty dark. Here we go, candles. Let's get some light in this place. Alright, now here we come to our first book, or first piece of paper that doesn't have speech, or that's not narrated. And there's a combination of these throughout the game. I really like the narration that the Daniel guy does for some of the main story beats of the game. And I kind of wish that, you know, even if it had a different effect, you know, like to say, okay, this is his story, and this is just something maybe he's reading aloud, maybe have a little echoey thing to it or something. But visually, I do wish that all of the notes were narrated. I think it would just, I would like that better. And some of them get to be pretty long. There are a couple of few pages, so I'm not going to read this. You don't want me to read this because it would be pretty slow. But the other part where it can be a little hard, depending on how you have your contrast set in order to see the rest of the game. I've seen a couple of videos where people have had it, and then this part where that's over the paper here can really blend together. The stuff on the side is okay, but then this stuff can kind of get washed out and blend together, so that can be a little bit hard as well. So essentially what we're trying to do here is we got this chemistry contraption thing here, and we got to find some chemicals to make something here so we can get rid of that growth. Oh, let me see if there's any objects over here because I want to show you something cool. Can I take these bottles? Some stuff you can't interact with. Most of it you can, but there's some things where you just can't for whatever reason. Oh, flashback.
So there should be more Cooperite. Let me see. And one part Aquaforce.
Alright, another slip of paper here. So here we got, again, another piece of paper. I'm not going to read that. If you can read it and you want to read it, just go ahead and pause the video there. So that gives us some more instructions on, what we were doing. I can grab this container that we're going to use to put stuff in. Get out of the way, chair. Okay, I'm not sure really what... I don't think these really do anything except blind you. They got these weird little story blurbs here. These are kind of a remnant of the Penumbra games, and if I remember correctly, in those, these things actually let you save the game. You actually had to save the game with these little things here, but they're just carrying them over here for story effect here. And we can also open drawers and cabinets, so it's in your best interest to go through all of the drawers and cabinets and things like that as well, because a lot of times you'll find stuff in there that you can use. Ooh, tinderbox. Let's see, is there anything small I can throw? Because what I want to do... here we go, here's a book. Okay. You hear that? And you see that. Let's see, can I get this book? Oh, it didn't do anything. But basically you kind of heard these splashy footstep things. Yeah, that might just come into play later, and I'm going to leave that for you guys to discover. That's all I'm going to say about that, but let me tell you, that is one of the craziest parts of the game. So right now, that's all we can do in this little area. I think I'll pop into one more section of this part of the castle before I wrap up this video, just to show you a little bit more, because especially there's a couple things I can think of here. Whoa! Hello. So I happen to know there's another room up here. And, ooh, come on. Here we are. Bum, 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 bum. Is there anything down here? I forget. Ooh, there's a tinderbox. Sweet. Alright. boarded up door. Nope. Alright, so let's just go into the archives. Starting to slowly ramp up a little bit, especially with like some of the sound effects and little scare tactics we got going here. Oh, that can't be good. That came over from the right, so I'm gonna crouch. Oh yeah, I forgot you can actually lean left and right. So with your Q and E keys, you can actually lean, which is very handy to scope out if dudes are around the corner later in the game. So,
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
all right. Sounds intriguing. What do we got in here? Anything good? Nope. How about you? Nope. Ah. Shelves. Nothing. Okay, we're pretty light here, so I'm not going to use any candles. I think I have an idea of where I'm going to eventually stop this. I figure I'll play a little bit more just to both give you guys a more story and actually show you a couple more game mechanics. Alright. Do I want to... Yeah, here's another one. Alright, I'll let you pause and read that if you want. See, like I said, again, I really wish that all of these were narrated in some fashion, because I really do like the narration in this game. You know what, chair, get the heck out of the way. Alright. Anything? Oh yeah, here. No. There we go. Okay, well, what do we got in here? Bunch of old books. Don't care. Nothing up there. Let's continue down this path here. And nothing to worry about here. Oh, how do I... Oh, okay, it's a push door. Man, it's dark. What the heck is that? Nothing. Nope. Alright.
17th of May,
Here we go.
1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger. Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. the twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Yeah, huh. Nice little cliffhanger there. If I remember correctly, I think I might be able to find a little bit more story so you can kind of figure out a little bit of what happens, but even that is only the beginning. Okay, we're going to continue through this door here. What do we got? Oh, crap. Alright, hold on. Break it. Okay, I'm gonna light that. Oh, geez, I shouldn't have lit that. I should have lit something. Well, you know what? Let's go to my inventory. There we go. Refill my lantern. Just double-clicked on the things, and it'll do that for you. Alright, another push door. What do we got in here? Ooh. I hear a piano. Alright, I better cool that lantern business, because I do not have unlimited oil. For quickness sake, I'm not even going to look in there. Okay, I can't get in there. So it sounded like the piano was coming from over this way. Can I see anything? Okay, there's nothing there. Thankfully. Oh man, just a big open room. You really get the feeling that something... Uh-oh. Alright, more oil. Keep looking over here. I think we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. I just got a couple of other quick things here. Let's see, anything on these shelves? Oh, yep. Sweet. What here? Oh, flashback.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Let's light this real quick. Whoa. Forgot about that.
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped,
I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
I'm actually playing right now. So now we're in this weird flashback memory thing.
Waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light.
Oh man, do I want to touch it? Of course I do.
I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
And there is the sort of little finale to that part of the story. So we got this weird orb thing. Anything useful in here? Nope. Okay, there's one puzzle coming up here that I'll show you, and then we'll call it a day here, guys. Let's head back this... Oh, okay, let's not head back that way. So, if we can't get around, there didn't really seem to be anything there, so here's our first puzzle. Oh, okay. I didn't realize I could do that. I thought I had to throw a rock at it. I just clicked it a bunch of times. That's funny. Okay. I guess that one wasn't too much of a puzzle, but if I hop in here, here is another puzzle, and here's a hint.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Alright, so sometimes these flashbacks, you kind of want to really listen to them because sometimes they actually give you little hints, such as, see this book that just is really conspicuous over here. So there's that noise you heard in the flashback. So apparently there are multiple ones of these. I think there's like 3 or 4. Let's see, there's none there. And they do stand out pretty well. So you shouldn't... Yep, there's one right there. I just want to scope them out because I'd already clicked. Okay, there's one there, there, and there. I think there may be only 3. So let's... Whoops. Come on. Pull... Alright, what do you... Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. And we'll run over here. Aha! There was only 3. Perfect. Lo and behold, we have a door behind a bookcase. How cliche, right? But we'll head in here. Nothing in there. A key. Oh God. Oh Jesus. I heard something. That's not good. Sounds like it's gone. Let's see. I'll sneak around the corner here. Okay, that door was not open before. I think there's... Okay, yeah, there was a door Okay, yeah, I did see an outline of it, because that I don't think was open before. So that is our first little puzzle, just that simple little book pulling puzzle. Let's search this. Let's search this here real quick. All right, more text to read. And I'll finish searching this desk, and then I think we're going to call it a good, this will be a good quick look, guys. That'll do for Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Now, I will cover a little bit more on this game. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a full Let's Play, or if I might just do a quick look of the expansion for the game. Because that is something where, like I said, I sort of know what to expect through the rest of this game. I don't remember some of the puzzles exactly, but I generally know what to expect. So it's not, it'll still probably shock me from time to time, just, forgetting certain things. But there is an expansion DLC that came out a while ago for Amnesia called Justine. And I thought I remember hearing about it somewhere, but I must have completely forgotten. And for whatever reason, I was kind of dinging around on the internet, and I was looking at some stuff for Amnesia. And somebody had mentioned Justine. I'm like, where do you get that? Or is that a separate thing I got to buy or download? And when you launch Amnesia, there's a little launch window where you can configure settings or play the game or whatever. And I didn't even realize it. But there's a button in the lower right corner that says Justine. And that will actually launch this DLC expansion. So I may do another little quick look of that just to show you, like I said, because I'm betting things are going to be, they're expecting you've played the game, obviously. So things are you're going to get right into it a lot more. There's going to be creatures and things like that. You didn't get to see any of that madness so far. You really just kind of got to see the beginning and slower setups for the games. So I'm either going to do a quick look, or if I really feel ambitious and daring, I may attempt a Let's Play. So we'll see how that goes, but either way, expect a little bit more Amnesia in the fairly near future. And I should also mention before closing this video that Frictional Games is making a sequel that is expected to be out. I'm not exactly sure when, but my guess would be sometime this fall. It was supposed to kind of come out toward the end of last year around Halloween, and then it got pushed back, and it's gotten pushed back a few times now, but so sometime probably late summer toward the end of the year. There's a sequel, I believe it's called Amnesia: Machine for Pigs. I have no clue what that subtitle is supposed to mean, not a clue. Other than a brief little teaser trailer thing, I haven't really researched the game at all, because a game like this, I really want to go in surprised, not knowing anything, and just, like I said, they've had a lot of practice making these kind of games, so I'm expecting this next one to be scary as hell. So I will probably take a look at that some point on Illegally Cited as well, so look forward to that. And with that, I will talk to you guys next time. This is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys later.